Hey everyone, welcome. In our line of work, client safety is, well, it's everything, right? So today, we're going to focus on one of the most critical parts of that, medication management. We're going to get crystal clear on our roles so that we're all working together to provide the absolute safest care possible.
All right, let's kick things off with a big question. Think about it. Of all the things you do in a client's home, what's the one thing that carries the absolute most risk if a mistake is made?
Yep, you got it. It's medication management. This is the one area where being precise isn't just a nice to have, it's literally everything. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what your role is so we all get it right every single time.
Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We'll start with the why behind the policy, then we'll define the two key roles. After that, we'll dive into the specifics for both PSWs and nurses, talk about what to do when things go sideways, and then we'll wrap it all up with our shared commitment to safety. Let's get into it. All right, first up, why does this policy even matter so much? Well, the simple answer is that these aren't just some random got care rules we made up. They're grounded in professional standards that guide our entire industry, connecting what you do every day to the highest possible standard of care. So, our policy is built on a really solid foundation. We're talking guidelines from the heavy hitters, organizations like ISMP Canada and Accreditation Canada, not to mention all the professional colleges. By following this policy, we're making sure our work is always aligned with the top safety and legal standards out there.
Okay, let's get to the real heart of this policy, the two key roles. Now, we're all aiming for the same thing, client safety, but we get there using two very different but totally complementary sets of skills.
And this distinction is absolutely crucial to understand. On one side, we have our amazing PSWs, who are the supporters. You're there to empower the client's independence. And on the other side, we have our incredible RNs and RPNs, who are the clinicians, performing those regulated clinical acts.
Okay, listen up. If you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, I want it to be this. This is our mantra. PSWs cue and prompt. Nurses assess and administer. Let that really sink in. Say it with me. PSWs cue and prompt. Nurses assess and administer. It's that simple and that important.
Now, let's zoom in on the PSW role. And listen, understanding your boundaries isn't about holding you back. It's actually the opposite. It's about empowering you to do your job safely and with total confidence. Because that is the key to keeping our clients safe. So as a PSW, your world really revolves around one word: support. You're the friendly reminder, the helpful hand passing them their already organized dose set. You can ask if they've taken their meds, and super importantly, you document what you do and report anything that seems off. You are such a vital link in the safety chain.
Now for the other side of the coin, and this is just as critical. These things are a hard no. They are completely outside your scope of practice. So to be super clear, you never pour meds, you never count them, you never fill a dosette, you never give a medication of any kind, and you never, ever give medical advice. That's for the clinical team.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the clinical role of our RNs and RPNs. For you, the scope is way broader. We're talking about end-to-end medication management that relies on your clinical judgment and your incredible expertise. For our nurses, the job starts way before any pill is even handed over. It all begins with assessment. You're doing the deep dive, conducting that best possible medication history, and performing medrec. It's like being a detective, piecing everything together to make sure that medication list is 100% accurate. And this is the golden rule. The 8 rights are your non-negotiable safety checklist before you do anything else. It's your final checkpoint. You have to go through every single one of these for every single medication, every single time. No shortcuts, no exceptions. So it's also super important to know that not all medications are created equal. Some, like insulin or opioids, are what we call high alert. What that means is they have a higher potential for harm if a mistake is made. And because of that, they demand extra layers of safety, like independent double checks and closer client monitoring. Look, we strive for perfection, but no system is foolproof, right? And when something does go wrong, everyone has a role to play. So let's walk through the exact, clear steps we take when things don't go according to plan. As a PSW, you really are our eyes and ears in the client's home.
If you see anything unusual, a client refusing meds, a blister pack that looks empty when it shouldn't, maybe a new side effect, your job is to report it immediately. Don't ever think an observation is too small.
And here's the thing, it doesn't matter who finds a mistake. We all follow the exact same 3-step process. First, always make sure the client is safe. That is priority number 1. Second, tell your supervisor right away. And third, get that incident report filled out. I really want to stress this. This process is never about pointing fingers. It's about making our system even safer for the future.
All right, let's bring this all home. Because at the end of the day, medication safety isn't just the nurse's job or the PSW's job. It's a shared responsibility that we all carry together as a team. This quote right here, this is more than just words in a policy. It's our promise. It's our promise to our clients, to their families, and to each other. And every single one of us has a part to play in keeping that promise. Every shift, every client, every single day. So, as we finish up here, I want to leave you with a question to think about. What is one concrete thing you're going to do differently, or maybe with just a little more focus, on your very next shift to make sure your client is as safe as possible? Thanks so much for your time and for everything you do.